a glimpse into the country's past and present.
I realized the best choice for the vice president was the man sitting right in front of me.
As leaders gather for Vice President Dick Cheney's funeral. Signs and chants at MMC.
It is a bill that allows FIU PD to kind of operate as ICE agents.
Protesting an immigration agreement made by FIU. And the U.S. notches a big win as the country gets closer to holding the World Cup.
We'll follow them and see where they end up going.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicolette Esper.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Tensions rise after the president issued a threat to lawmakers. Tensions are high this morning after President Trump called for the arrest of Democratic lawmaker for what he called seditious behavior, punishable by death.
Yes, the president posted the comment on social media yesterday after Democrats made their own video urging service members to refuse illegal orders from the administration. House Speaker Mike Johnson responded to the president's post.
The words that the president chose are not the ones that I would use, okay? Obviously, I don't think that this is, these are crimes punishable by death or any of that, okay? But what the point that we need to emphasize here is that members of Congress in the Senate and House should not be telling troops to disobey orders. It is dangerous.
The 6 Democrats who appeared in the controversial video released a statement saying they will not be intimidated. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says the Justice Department will look into their actions.
The president prepares to host Zohran Mamdani, New York City's mayor-elect. They will meet for the first time in person at the Oval Office at 3 p.m. Mamdani said he requested the meeting for the good of New York. Mamdani is a Democratic socialist who has a sharp critic for Trump. Trump endorsed his opponent Andrew Cuomo and declared that if Mamdani won, this once great city has zero chance of success or even survival. Yesterday, former Vice President Dick Cheney was laid to rest in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, lawmakers and former presidents attended the private services, but there was 2 notable absences. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Jose Carlos Rodriguez was there and has the details.
We are currently outside the Washington National Cathedral, where family, friends, and political figures gathered to honor the former Vice President Dick Cheney, who passed away earlier this month at the age of 84.
Inside the National Cathedral, leaders from both parties came together for a private service honoring Cheney's decades in service.
In his memoir, President Ford described Dick's steadiness, his low-key style, and his absolute loyalty. I know exactly what he meant.
Former President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were among the attendees. President Donald Trump was not invited to the service, which remained closed to the public.
Though he was inspired to service by President Kennedy, Dick Cheney became a Republican. But he knew that bonds of party must always yield to the single bond we share as Americans.
Cheney's career spanned more than 4 decades, from Congress to Secretary of Defense to Vice President during one of the most historical periods in modern U.S. history.
After weeks of these meetings, I began to have a thought I could not shake. I realized the best choice for the Vice President was the man sitting right in front of me.
Flags across the country, like this one behind me, remain at half-staff while the nation reflects on Cheney's legacy. Reporting in Washington, D.C., I'm Jose Carlos Rodriguez, Caplin News.
This morning, Broward and Palm Beach Representative Shayla Sharfulis McCormick is under fire after being indicted, accused of stealing $5 million in federal funds and campaign fraud. Sharfulis McCormick has said she plans to stay in her seat, but House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said she will be stripped of her leadership position in a House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee. The House Ethics Committee released a report, but Sharfulis McCormick said she's looking forward to her day in court.
It's an unjust indictment, and it seems like these intimidation tactics have been pervasive, and I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district.
Federal Federal prosecutors in Miami said this week that Sherfulis McCormick and her brother Edwin Sherfulis conspired to steal $5 million in FEMA overpayment and funneled a, quote, substantial portion into her 2021 congressional campaign and for the, quote, the personal benefit of the dependents.
Student organizations continue to voice their disapproval as they continue to make their mission of their campus being a safe place by bringing awareness of university partnerships with ICE. Caplin's Adrian Diaz-Alejo has more.
ICE, ICE, shame on you! DACA students have rights too!
FIU students gather over here at Graham Center at the lawns to protest against FIU PD in association with ICE, carrying signs such as these. Outrage and a call to action echoed across FIU's Modesto A. Maritic campus as students expressed their backlash against FIU PD for their partnership with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, otherwise known as ICE. The voluntary partnership was made in April of this year under the federal 287G program. As a response, the YDSA, FIU Icebreakers, and ACLU organized together, handing out signs and conducting chants and speeches expressing their disapproval of the partnership. Co-chair of the YDSA, Carlton DeLay, was one of the leading organizers of the protest.
This campaign is being initiated by the removal of the 287G agreement. It is a bill that allows FIU PD to kind of operate as ICE agents, and people are going to be a little bit more cognizant of the fact that, like, oh, ICE is on campus. So even if that's just outreach or awareness that this is a real possibility for people, that materializes into better well-being for every student and genuinely provide solace and respite for these struggling students.
What followed was a march towards the FIU PD, where the organizers continued to chant and delivered a letter directly to FIU PD's second-in-command, requesting to break off the partnership with ICE. The protest remained peaceful throughout the entire run. Reporting for Caplin News, I'm Adrian Diaz-Alejo.
The death of 90 people was not Hurricane Melissa's only impact. The storm also produced record-breaking wind gusts when it hit Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas. The Category 5 storm had winds of up to 252 miles per hour, which is the highest speed ever recorded. It beat the previous record holder, Typhoon Maggie, in 2010, which recorded a speed of 248 miles per hour.
We have new details of an ongoing investigation of a teenager who was found dead on a cruise ship earlier this month. Anna Kepner was on a Carnival cruise ship with her stepfamily on November 8th when she died, and her birth mother, Heather Wright, later found out about her daughter's death through Google. The FBI is investigating Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother as a suspect in the case, and during a court hearing for a child custody battle, his mother's attorney claimed the FBI cleared her client and her son's status.
The parties have agreed for the 16-year-old is now placed with a maternal relative.
The cause of death has not been announced by the Miami-Dade medical examiner as of yesterday.
The holy grail of shipwrecks had a fortune on board, and now we know the worth. The wreck lies off Cartagena, Colombia. The San Jose was sunk by the British Navy more than 300 years ago. Some of the recovered artifacts include gold, bronze coins, and a cannon, and also a porcelain cup. The treasure is believed to be worth billions of dollars.
The Weeknd makes history with a top-earning tour. The Weeknd's After Hours Till Dawn tour has earned more than $1 billion, making him the only solo artist to do so. The tour began in 2022 and has made its way across North America twice. Fans bought more than 7.5 million tickets for 53 shows, but the tour is not over yet. There's at least 40 more dates that have been added for 2025.
And the Panthers will face off against the New Jersey Devils at sunrise.
Well, that's still ahead, and so is this story.
We'll follow them, see where they end up going, but we'll probably try to go to every game.
The U.S. and Uruguay's men's soccer team played a friendly match ahead of the World Cup. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Pantotech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Men's soccer team faces off against an international powerhouse. During the friendly match between the United States and Uruguay in Tampa on Tuesday, Caplin reporter Patricia Vares spoke with fans.
And they shared their expectations for the 2026 World Cup, from ticket costs to the matches they hope to attend. Take a look.
We are less than a year away from the World Cup 2026. And as one of the host countries, the United States is already feeling the excitement. And this friendly match against Uruguay captured the energy of fans who are counting down the days for this historic event.
Hours before the match, the streets around Raymond James Stadium filled with fans. Between flags, tailgates, and a family atmosphere, many were already talking about how many World Cup games they plan to attend next year.
Yes, we'll go to Orlando and Miami since they're the closest. And we'll follow them, see where they end up going, but we'll probably try to go to every game for the United States.
And for many, the excitement for the World Cup also means deciding how much they can afford to spend on a ticket, since every fan has a different budget.
Well, it depends on each person's passion and their financial situation. I think I would pay up to $500 because I live here and earn in dollars. But for others, it's going to be very difficult. Attending will be a luxury.
Once inside the stadium, the United States dominated the match and ended the night with a 5-1 win over Uruguay.
It's clear that the excitement for the World Cup is already in the air, and this was just a preview of what's to come. From Tampa, I'm Patricia Varas for Caplin News.
Well, we saw a staggering win against the Vancouver Canucks with the Florida Panthers when they faced off against the New Jersey Devils. They faced them in Sunrise just yesterday. The Panthers struck first with Sam Reinhart picking up a loose puck to sink one in the back of the net, putting the Cats ahead. The Devils struggled to sink one in, firing shot after shot. But the Panthers defense stayed strong with Sergei Bobrovsky and his 31 save shutout, his 51st of his career. And of course, whenever it's against a New Jersey team, it hits home for me, especially since Florida took this game 1-0. But the Panthers are back home on Saturday for a Stanley Cup rematch against the Edmonton Oilers. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Well, that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. Thanks for joining us. Excuse me. A little stumble. It's Friday, right? But I'm Nicolette Esper.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.
Have a good one.